And I'm going to end off the day with a very embarrassing story. Don't worry, it's nothing horrible. It's related to video games. It's going to be my longest video game session ever. So about 2 years ago, I don't know what got me in the mood, but I decided I'm going to play some Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. Now, if you don't know what this game is, it's kind of like a game where you can so Viva Pinata was a TV show that had like pinatas that were animals. It was a weird kind of thing. I actually think the show was inspired by the video game, so I might have it a little bit backwards. But basically, it's this game where you have pinatas that are alive and they're animals. So you have like a fox pinata. You have it's kind of like Pokemon, except except they're pinatas and they don't have special powers. So it's not like Pokemon. But I actually had this game for a while. It's one of the first games I played actually on the 360. I played the first Viva Pinata. And then I decided to... It was actually not... I didn't buy it. I got the 360 arcade. This is probably back in like 2007, 2008. I think it was 2008. And I got the 360 arcade, which was the cheapest version of 360. That was like... It was pretty cheap. But I actually got it for free. But that's a story for another day. I plan on doing a whole thing about my experience with the 7th generation, so we'll save that story for another podcast. But so they had a little disc where I forget the name of the disc, but it was pretty much a disc that came up with like a whole bunch of arcade games, hence the name Xbox 360 Arcade. It had like 10 arcade games in one disc. It was I liked it. I thought it was fun, but it also came with a whole bunch of demos that you can try out that were already pre-installed. One of them was Viva Pinata. Now, I actually, this is like when I was 10 years old, I actually was so into this game, to Viva Pinata, when I was a kid. I never bought the game for whatever reason, but what I used to do, so Viva Pinata, the way demos work, you know how demos work. If you play a game on a demo, your progress doesn't save, right? So what I actually used to do was that since the demo was pretty much a full version of the full, it was the full version without saving your progress, pretty much. That's pretty much what the demo for Viva Pinata was like, except you couldn't go past like level 15. But obviously you can't get up to level 15 in one gaming session. So what I used to do, I actually used to leave my 360 on overnight and play it when I woke up so that I didn't lose any progress. But anyway, I'm sidetracking a little bit. This is the sequel, Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. It's the sequel to the original Viva Pinata that I liked as a kid. I bought it years ago. I forget where I bought it and what the circumstances were, but I saw it. I'm like, oh wait, I remember when I was younger, I played Viva Pinata. I loved it. So I decided to buy it on the 360. So fast forward many years. This is like actually pretty recent, like 2 years ago. I saw Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise on the disc, and I'm like, huh, isn't this one of the games that's backwards compatible on the Xbox One? And it was. So what ended up happening was that I got into Viva Pinata again, and I was playing it non-stop. Now, you want to take a guess at how long I played this game? This is my longest game session ever. I don't think I've ever played longer than this specific amount of time. And for a game like Viva fucking Pinata, if you don't know what you do in the game, it's building a garden. That's right. Building a fucking garden. I don't know what it is about the game, but something about it got me hooked into it. I always liked it as a kid, but I didn't realize that I'd like it this much as like how old was I? Like 17, 18 when this happened. I fucking was addicted. I don't know what it is about it. Same thing with anything with building. I'm just instantly addicted to. Been plenty of times where I was addicted to Minecraft. Many times where I was addicted to Fallout. That's why I have so many hours on Fallout 4, because you could build bases and build settlements or whatever. But something about fucking Viva Pinata and building gardens, it just got me hooked. Even Fallout 4, I didn't play Fallout 4 this long at one sitting. But Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, for whatever reason, got me hooked. I played from 11 a.m. until 7 a.m. the next morning. That's 20 hours. That's a 20-hour game session. It's insane, right? I'm sure a lot of people are just fucking shocked. Yeah, I'm actually pretty embarrassed to admit that, but I don't know what's more embarrassing, that I played a game 20 hours in a row, or that game was fucking Viva Pinata. I don't know what's more embarrassing. Maybe both of them are embarrassing. I don't know. I'm not knocking people who do like all-night game sessions, although it's probably not a good thing to do, not just because it's taboo to play video games all day, but more because it's very hazardous to your health. Like, so many YouTubers that do 24-hour live streams that fucking die because they're exhausted or whatever. So I wouldn't advise doing it to anybody who wants to, like, beat my record or anything like that. No, please do not. Do not try that. If you're younger or even if you're older and you plan, and I just gave you an idea of doing a long gaming session for whatever fucking reason, or if you're a YouTuber, because a lot of YouTubers watch my videos, and they have it in their head that, oh, I'm going to do a fucking 20-hour, 24-hour game session. I wouldn't advise it, because when I was finished, like, I don't know how I felt. It was so fucking weird. Like, I felt very weak. The only time I ever did anything, like, I did stop to eat every now and then, so I guess it wouldn't be like a straight gaming session. Obviously, I didn't like, what was that episode of South Park, the World of Warcraft, where they had a bucket next to them, they took a shit in the bucket, they didn't even, like, step out to use the bathroom. I, of course, did that, but I never, like, did anything other than play Viva Pinata the entire day. The entire day. I didn't do anything else but play Viva Pinata. And like I said, it's one of those stories that I don't know what to think. It's one of those stories that if I heard it myself, I'd be like, oh my god, that's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking just ridiculous. But yeah, it's true. It's a true story, and the fact that it's pretty recent too is ridiculous. It's very ridiculous for someone my age playing Viva Pinata for 20 hours straight. Wow. Even a kid playing Viva Pinata 20 hours straight is pretty bad. But an older person like me playing Viva Pinata for that long, that's just really that's fucking horrible. That's fucking horrible. But yeah, I just gotta say, it's a great thing that I didn't fucking die playing that game. I'm not even exaggerating. You hear all these stories of people dying playing like a day, and that was pretty close to a day. 20 hours is pretty close to a day. Like, from 11 a.m. to 7 a.m., that's almost a full day. And people playing the games for 24 hours straight that end up dead, it's pretty, yeah. I remember feeling very fatigued, feeling very exhausted, and I didn't even feel the exhaustion until after I decided, you know what, it's 7 in the morning, I should probably put the fucking controller down. And I did it. And thank God I did, because I still wanted to play. I wasn't just tired of playing. I was just like, I guess my judgment kind of took over and was like, it's 7 in the morning, dude. You got to go to bed. First of all, you shouldn't be up. You shouldn't be up at this point. Like, my family members were getting up and they saw me, and I told them, like, I never went to bed, and they were like, yeah. But anyway, I thought that was a funny story to tell you guys. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that, especially since it's not like Viva Pinata is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a good game. It's obviously addictive enough for me to play it 20 hours straight. But it's funny because there are games that like are my favorite games of all time. I never even played like close to that amount in a row, 20 hours straight. I think the second longest I've ever played a game, maybe like 12 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that, if like a game just came out. But I've never played 20 hours in a fucking row. That's insane. So yeah, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. And shoot in the comments down below your longest game session and what game that was. Be interesting to hear your guys' stories as well.